everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Leanna, and I do have a what sold video for you today, but I'm also going to address the elephant in the room, and we're going to talk about Poshmark. Right now, we're going to get it done, and then I'll go to the what sold. Yesterday, Poshmark announced that they were closing the Australian, Indian, and UK markets. This came, I believe, as a total shock to all of us. I don't think any of us had an inkling that things were not doing all right. I do want to point out that this is a business decision on Poshmark and Naver's part. It is definitely business. When something isn't performing the way that you want to sort of cut your losses and recoup. It's the same as when we have an item that doesn't sell. It's like, I thought it would sell, it's not selling. I can only work with it so much longer before I have to let it go. And I mean, that's a very small scale, but it's sort of like that. I am shocked because the UK just came out. It hasn't been in sort of existence, in my opinion, long enough to sort of get a grip on what's going on there. I've heard rumors that there was absolutely no marketing and no advertising of Poshmark UK. But again, that's sort of rumors. I don't know for sure. I do feel bad for those poshers or those sellers that were making money in those countries. To have that sort of taken away does suck, absolutely. It is a business decision, though. Always keep in mind, and I'm going to say it again, Poshmark is in this for Poshmark. They are not in it for us. They're in it for Poshmark and their bottom line, period. This should be a wake-up call for any of you that, didn't believe that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Don't get me wrong, it's business. But for me, the lesson that I'm taking away is I am treating my business like it's a business. I am not a posher. I am not into posh love and the community and all that kind of garbage that they spout, especially at Posh Fest. Posh love, we love you guys. And then a week later, this happens. So what's love got to do with it is basically what I'm saying. Treat your business like it's a business. This is the time to diversify. This is the time to get a handle on other platforms so that you don't get caught with only Poshmark in your back pocket and you don't lose your income. I do diversify. I mean, I am on Posh US and on Posh Canada. And we're going to talk about that in a second. But I'm also on eBay, Paul does some Etsy, Paul does some Vinted. I've taken my stuff off of Vinted because it doesn't sell there for me. But I am cross-listing over to eBay more and more. Being on Posh Canada and Posh US is interesting right now because a lot of people are projecting that cross-border shipping will be coming. And this is one of the reasons they got rid of all the other markets. Maybe, I don't know what that would be like for somebody who does cross-list, because honestly, my Posh Canada account does that much better than my Posh US account. My Posh US account is okay, but it's not anywhere near where my Posh Canada account is, so I don't know what that would look like for me. It would mean probably wouldn't have to use a cross-border shipper, which would save me time and money, and that's a good thing, but we'll see what happens. This is your lesson, though, that you're to treat your business like it's a business. There is no such thing as posh love, not to take away from the great community and support and maybe friendships that you have made through Poshmark or through whatever part of the community you're involved with. There is no such thing as posh love, and to diversify. Okay, so that's all I'm going to say about that for now. We're going to move on to what has been selling for me in the last little while. And some of these I'm bringing up because they were from the bins, and I sort of wanted to show you what I made from them. So we're going to start with Poshmark Canada. And the first one I'm going to show you are my Miss Me jeans. I think they were a bins pickup. Don't quote me on that, because I'm like, I've only shopped at the bins for like 5 weeks, so it could be very much so. They sold for $56 Canadian, so I was really happy with that. The next one is that Ariat vest that I did pick up at the Goodwill for, I believe it was $5.49, $5.79. It sold for $40 Canadian. That, I listed it and I was getting offers like that. It was not listed for very long, so I was really happy with the return on that. The next one are these pair of Danskos, and I'm pretty sure I picked them up at the bins. Pretty sure. I don't know if I showed them in a haul or not, but I picked them up, I'm pretty sure, at the bins, and they sold for $46 Canadian. Again, not listed very long, so I was really happy. The next ones are the Fin Comforts that I definitely picked up at the bins, and I think in that haul, I think the shoes ended up being $3.76 a piece, and they sold for $40 Canadian. Yay! The next one I'm going to show you are the Pier 1 owl glasses, the stack of cups, mugs. I picked those up, I believe, at the Goodwill for $4.49, and they sold for $40 Canadian. And they were fun to pack. Ended up being a big package, but it wasn't overweight. So was it overweight? It might have been just a little bit overweight, but because it was Canadian, it only cost me an extra $1 to ship it with the heavier weight label, so I was happy with that. The last Poshmark Canada sale I want to show you are the Steve Madden boots that I did pick up at the bins. I'm showing them because they only sold for $20. They were not listed for more than like 2 days. They weren't in the greatest condition, so I didn't mind making the price lower in order to get that quick flip. And the person messaged me and they absolutely love them, so that's really, really good. So that's Posh Canada. We're going to talk a little bit more about that in a second. The next is Posh US, which is not doing too badly. I'm getting a lot of lower value sales, $15 to $20 there, but we're going to talk about a few of them that maybe were a bit better. The first one, though, wasn't. It was a $15 sale, but it was that Call It Spring ball cap that I showed you in a haul. That haul from the bins ended up costing, I think, $1.80, $1.86 per piece, and this sold for $15 US, which is fantastic. It was a good quick flip, good money, easy to ship. The next one are these 7 For All Mankind dojos. They actually sat in my closet for a few months. I was surprised at that. I believe I picked them up at my local Value Village Seniors Day, 30% off. So I might have spent about $8, $9 on them, and they sold for $45 American. Yay, that was pretty good. The next one, I'm not sure if I showed you yet or not, but this is Patricia Nash. I'm not 100% sure where I bought it. I wouldn't have paid more than $15 for it because I am cheap as get out for getting my stuff. It sold for $76 US, so I was really, really happy with that again. The last one two more. The next one I'm going to show you is the vintage Tupperware steamer. I believe I showed it in a haul. I think I got it at the local Value Village for around $4, and it sold for $17 American, so I was happy with that as well. The last Posh US sale I'm going to show you are these IKEA interlocking little tea light holders. They sold for $40 American, $40 US. I got these at the local Value Village. They were in a set of 12, and I believe I paid $7. It was, again, Seniors Day, 30% off. I was happy with that. I had a very similar set that, again, I purchased at the local Value Village that sold on Posh Canada a while back for $36, but it wasn't a complete set of 12. It was only 11. So IKEA stuff can really sell for good money if you can find it in good condition, and especially the vintage stuff. This was not vintage, I don't think. But anyway, I'm happy with that. Packing it up is going to be easy because I've already done it once, so I'm happy. A couple of things that sold on eBay because I am diversifying a little bit. We're going to start with the 7 For All Mankind Josephina. They sold for $39.99 US. Again, I'm going to say I bought them at the Value Village because I was talking to Paul and it's like, where did I get these jeans? Because I don't normally pick up jeans at the bins. I don't find them. They have a lot of American Eagle there. I don't look at the jeans at my favorite Goodwill, and I don't look at them at the Mission. I look at them either at my local Goodwill or at my local Value Village. So you know what? I probably paid about $7 or $8 for them Canadian. So they sold for $39.99 plus shipping on eBay. The next one is the last of the Lexus Batar bracelets, and that sold for $40 US. I don't know if I showed you that one already, but I was really happy when it sold. That whole jewelry lot is now gone. Thank goodness we found it. If you're not knowing what I'm talking about, when we moved a few years ago, we had a bunch of jewelry we had bought from a guy that we had, and we couldn't find it. We had no idea where we packed it. And finally, Paul found the box, and I listed it, and it was like selling like this. It was fantastic. So it finally sold, which was really happy. Really happy. It made me happy. The last one I'm just showing you because I think it's funny. Paul picked up this Goodwill ball cap at the Goodwill bin, so he paid very little for it, and it sold for $10.19 American. And I thought that was really funny. So we're going to end up in a funny sort of, a funny sale, because why not? So that's what has been selling for me lately. As usual, it's not everything that is sold. I've had a lot of lower sales, you know, $15, $20. So it's keeping going. Sales are picking up for me, so I'm happy. Very happy that they are. We'll see where it goes. When I do my what sold videos, I try to remember what I paid for something and I tell you what it sold for. I don't do the math for you. I figure you can figure it out for yourself. But if you want a more in-depth sort of presentation of cost of goods and, you know, all that good math stuff, I do recommend watching I think it's Reselling with John. I think it's Reselling with John. He's a Canadian in Nova Scotia. When he does his what sold videos, he goes through the math, and it's really good and really thorough. So I do recommend that you watch that if that is what you're into. Anyway, that is it for today. It is Friday, thank goodness. I'm going to go to the office and get some photos done and get some prep done and get some listing done today, and that's about it. Anyway, everybody have a fantastic weekend. Let me know down below in the comments, you know, what's selling for you. What do you think about Poshmark pulling whatever it is they're pulling and doing what they're doing? Let me know what you think. Have a good weekend, everyone. Bye.